Thank you very much. Thank you for that kind of a welcome. We ought to play pretty good for him, Richard. We'll sure try, and I'll tell you, before we pick a lick, even one lick, this man right here by the side of me is Merle's son, my grandson, Richard Eddie Watson. Make him welcome. Here's a little song that was certainly my favorite courting tune. I tell you, it was. Cheeks as red as a blooming rose and eyes of the prettiest brown. She's the darling of my heart, sweetest little girl in town. Wish I had a glass of wine and bread and meat for two. I'd set it out on a golden plate and I'd give it all to you. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Pick it, Jack. I hear you. When I was a little old boy, I wanted a Barlow life. Now I want little Shady Grove to say she'll be my wife. A kiss from pretty little Shady Grove, as sweet as brandy wine. Ain't no girl in this whole world that's prettier than mine. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Now pick me another. I had a big old horse and the grain to feed him on. Little Shady Grove to stay at the house and feed him while I'm gone. I went to see my Shady Grove, she's standing in the door. Her shoes and stockings in her hand and her little bare feet on the floor. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Summertime, apples in the fall. If I can't have little Shady Grove, I don't know gal at all. If I had a needle and thread as fine as I could sew, I'd sew my pretty girl to my side and down the road we'd go. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. I feel so strange, I'm happy and I'm sad. The way my feelings are, sometimes I think they'll drive me mad. A pretty little girl with frizzy curls came here a week ago to work on the telephone, and she said a sweet hello. Hello, hello, a sweet hello. Her voice like music rings. It's sweeter than the whippoorwill that in the moonlight sings. As a bellboy here at this hotel, I'm always on the go. And then she'll ring that telephone and say a sweet hello. I haven't spoken to her yet, I've been in such a daze. Although she sometimes looks at me with a sort of a distant gaze. Then I feel so weak I cannot speak, my heart is beating so. And then she rings that telephone and say hello, hello. I wonder if the guitar can sing one. I see her as she walks along in sunshine and in rain. I can hear her amidst the jangle of the elevated train. I'd buy for us a little place where the honeysuckles grow. She could meet me at the garden gate and say a sweet hello. Well, time went along. The record didn't let him find the girl out for sure. And I said, now wait a minute, he's supposed to get that girl. In about a year she married me, and then we settled down in a pretty little bungalow not very far from town. At night as I go home from work, my heart's still beating so. She kissed me at the door and say, hello, a sweet hello. And now I'd like to introduce Merle's son, my grandson, Richard Eddie Watson. Come on out here, son. Here's a Jimmie Rodgers tune that I heard when I was a little boy. When in those days when I was going to school over there, first winter in the 30s, I could yodel, but it wasn't very pretty, you know, like Jimmie Rodgers could. But boy, I thought Jimmie Rodgers was the greatest thing that ever happened in this world, you know. I don't know why I love that music. I think it was because my Uncle Glenn had hoboed a lot, and he told me a lot of adventure tales.
It's still good today.
And I can't yodel too good, but I'd like to do something called Train Whistle Blues for you folks. When a woman gets the blues, she hang a little head and cry. When a woman gets the blues, she hangs a little head and cry. But when a man gets the blues, he grabs a freight and rides. Look yonder coming down the railroad track. Hey, look yonder coming down that railroad track. See that old black smoke rolling from that old smokestack. Let the guitar yodel now. Picket blues, son. That lonesome railroad train. Every time I hear that lonesome railroad train, Lord, it makes me wish I was going home again. The yodeling, yodeling. I've got the blues so bad, the whole round world looks blue. Yeah, it do. I got the blues so bad, the whole round world looks blue. Lord, I ain't got a dime, I don't know what to do. Yodeling, yodeling. Pick me one more there, son. Why not? I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to introduce that young man that brought me out here. Some of you probably haven't met him. And he's going to bring his guitar back, too, and we'll pick some blues and things. This is one that Elizabeth Cotton wrote, a lady from down in North Carolina, kind of a sweet blues singing gal. Been here a long time. I don't know if Elizabeth's still around or not. Last time I talked to her and heard her play, she was in her early 90s, and she could still pick good. This is called Freight Train. Freight train, coming down the line. Freight train, you got a rambling on my mind. Hey, fellas, don't you tell 'em what train that I got on, and they won't know what route I'm gone. When I die, you needn't bury me at all. Just pickle these old bones and alcohol. Honey, don't you weep, or don't you ever be sad. Just think about the good old times we had. Freight train, she's coming down so fast. Oh, freight train, getting here at last. Hey, now I said don't tell them what train that I got on, and they won't know which way I've gone. You better bury me pretty deep, way down at the end of Old Chestnut Street, so I can hear old number 9 as she goes rolling down the line. I got some time tonight. I'll tell some fun tales. I'll tell you in a minute. This old boy, his son was about 12, 13 years old, and he was forevermore getting into devilment. I mean, all kinds of mean things he got into. And one Saturday morning, his daddy had had a belly full of it, and he decided he'd take him over to the parsonage and let the preacher talk to him. What he didn't know was the poor old boy had been down with the flu that week, and he didn't feel like talking to no young'uns or nobody else. He felt awful bad, but he was going to try to do his job as the preacher that Sunday and Saturday, you know. And he was sitting behind his desk when the boy's daddy took him in there and sat him down in a chair over behind the desk and said, "Preacher, I wish you'd do me a favor if you could find time." He said, "I want you to talk to my boy and kind of maybe you can get him straightened out, talk a little sense into him. He gets into more devilment than I can do anything with. I don't know what's going to happen if I don't get him stopped." And the preacher said, "Well, sir, I'll try my best." The boy went out and got back in his car, and that little feller sitting there about half scared to death looking at that preacher, looking at him real stern. And the preacher gets up out of his chair and comes around the desk and stands right in front of that little boy and stares right mean at him and said, "Where's God?" And he does it another time and says, "I said, where's God?" And then he went back and sat down and started reading some kind of a little journal. Boy, that little feller jumped out of that chair and flew out there and got in his car and said, "Daddy, let's go home." When he got to the house, he ran upstairs where his younger brother was reading a funny book, and he said, "Buddy, Stop reading that thing. I got something to tell you. We got trouble. He said, what's that? He says, God has disappeared and they think we had something to do with it. I'm going to tell them one more. These two Southern boys graduated from one of the colleges down, I think it was Chapel Hill or somewhere down there. John Jones and James Carlton, they were A-grade students in college. They'd finished up, and they decided they wanted to go to a university where they they could study law and learn all about law. Well, they excelled in their classes and graduated with honors. They decided they'd go up into New Hampshire up here and have a little fun skiing. It was wintertime. They got snowed in halfway up there on the highway and didn't get there. Looked across the way. There was a farmhouse over there, a pretty lamplight coming out of a window. And old Jim looked around. John said, hey, buddy, let's go over and see if they'll let us spend the night. We can get out of this old cold car. We can't go any further tonight till they clear the roads. And they got there. The lady said, well, fellas, I'd like to keep you. She was young and beautiful. But I'm a widow lady, and the neighbors are going to talk. I'll tell you what I will do, though. I'll accommodate you the best I can. My big barn down there where I keep 3 or 4 thoroughbred horses is much warmer than this old big house. I'll lend you a bunch of blankets, and there's a lot of good fresh hay. You can make you a good bed down there and sleep like use it somewhere at home. Okay, they said that suited them just fine. Well, 9 months and 3 days later, now wait a minute, that ain't the punchline, just wait a minute. And 3 days later, Jim had went out on the town to get some sandwiches while John was brushing up some details on a case they were working on. They didn't want to leave it just to go and have a sit-down meal for lunch. And he got back, old John's sitting there reading a letter, and he said, Jim? John said, what's that surprised look on your face? And John said, well, Jim, I'll tell you in a minute, but you got to answer me 2 questions. He said, that night we stayed in that lady's barn after I went to sleep, did you sneak back out there and go up to the house? He said, well, yeah, I did, John. I have to be honest with you. He said, the second question is, did you use my name? Yeah. He said, I have to be honest with you. I did, John. He said, well, now I'll tell you what the letter said. 3 days ago, that sweet lady died, and she willed to me everything she had, and it was a whole lot of property. See, it didn't end like you thought it would.
You want to do Folsom Prison or
That's Working Man? I'd rather do Working Man. We'll do you a Merle Haggard tune here called Working Man Blues. Now you have to remember, I kind of yodel blue on the word blues through this a little bit, but I can't sing this as good as old Hag can, but I like to sing this song because it's a good one. It's one of them songs that tells it like it is. Working Man Blues. Well, it's a big job just getting by with 9 kids and a wife. And Lord, I've been a working man dang near all of my life. And I keep on working as long as these 2 hands are fit to use. Hey, hey. I go home tired in the evening and sing a little bit of these working men blues. Well, I keep my nose to the grindstone just about every day. I might get a little tired on the weekend after I draw my pay, but I go back to working. Oh, Monday morning I'm right back with the crew. Yes, I am. Pick my old guitar in the evening and sing a little bit of these working men blues. All right, son. Sometimes I think about leaving. I like to do a little bumming around. I want to throw my bills out the window, catch a train for another town, but I go back to working. I Gotta buy my wife and kids some brand new shoes. Go home to my wife and young'uns and sing a little bit of these working men blues. All right, Donald, let's hear what you can say about it. Well, my daddy was a working man, he's a working man like me. He never had to stand in welfare line, and that's one place I'll be, gonna keep on working. Oh yeah. Pick my old guitar in the evening and sing a little bit of these working men blues. How long have we been out here?
About 25 minutes, 20-some minutes.
Okay.
23, 25.
Let's do South Coast and then something else.
Okay.
You know, I'm glad that people enjoyed what I tried to do as a solo performer back then. Sometimes I was scared, but when I found out they enjoyed what I was doing, I thought, well, maybe there's something serious about these people's love for the old-time country picking. So, I'm glad I got just a pinch of time to say a few things tonight, Richard. I'll tell you all a little fun tale. Besides the good old-time country music, blues and things, Merle and I and Richard and I, the same, occasionally like to do a song out of the contemporary. Well, here's one that, I won't even tell you what it is. We'll just play it. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are a-jumping and the cotton is high. Your pap is rich and your mammy's good looking. Hush, little baby, honey, don't you cry. One of these mornings you're gonna rise up singing. You'll spread out your wings and take to the sky until that day you can hush up your crying. Your pappy and your mammy standing by. Summertime and the living is easy. Them old catfish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your pappy's rich Well, your mammy's good looking. Go to sleep now, honey. Hush, little baby, honey, don't you cry. Hush, little baby, don't you cry.
How long have you been up here, Hal? Me and you've been up here about 20 minutes.
About 30?
About 20.
How long you been up there?
Altogether, 33 minutes. Yes, sir.
Some time back, the Bill Gaither and his wife of the gospel group put together a wonderful gospel album of Tennessee Ernie Ford's songs, gospel songs. And he sang along with a quartet on that record a song that I remember hearing my dad sing when I was just a boy growing up, something called Stand By Me. We'd like to do you one gospel song before we break the set and have Brother Jack Lawrence come out here. Through my trials and temptations, stand by me. Through my trials and temptations, stand by me. When the hosts of hell assail and my strength begins to fail, thou who never lost a battle, stand by me. When the storms of life were raging, stand by me. When the storms of life were raging, stand by me. When the world is tossing me like a ship upon the sea, thou who rules the wind and waters, stand by me. Midst of faults and failures, stand by me. In the midst of faults and failures, stand by me. When I do the best I can and my friends don't understand, thou who knowest all about me, stand by me. When I'm growing old and feeble, stand by me. When I'm growing old and feeble, stand by me. When my life becomes a burden and I'm nearing chilly Jordan, oh, thou lily of the valley, stand by me. Stand by me. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Take a bow, son. And now from Harrisburg, North Carolina, let's welcome Brother Jack Lawrence to the microphone. Give him a good one. Well, it was on the 3rd of March, and it's a little late, but thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hang on, Doc, my chair is...
Are Are you about to get untangled over there, Jackson?
My chair is eating my cord here.
The chair has eaten the cord. Let's play another John Hurt tune. Let's play that song about the palate. What do you think? Make me down the pallet on your floor. Make me down the pallet on your floor. Honey, won't you make it down, make it soft and low, and then maybe my good gal, she won't know. I'm going up the country through that sleet and snow. Going up the country through that sleet and snow. I'm going up the country through that sleet and snow. Ain't no telling just how far I'll go. I'll get my breakfast here and my dinner in Tennessee. Get breakfast here and dinner in Tennessee. Gonna get my breakfast here and my dinner in Tennessee. You're coming, so you better look for me. Oh, won't you make me down a pallet on your floor? Make me down a pallet on your floor. Honey, won't you make it down, make it soft and low, and then maybe my good girl, she won't know. All right, Jackson. I can't lay down on your bed. Hey, baby, I can't lay down on your bed. Well, honey, I can't lay down across that pretty bed, 'cause my good woman, she might kill me dead. And don't you let my good gal catch you here. Hey, don't you let my good gal catch you here. If you do, she might shoot you, she may cut and stab you too. Lord, no telling what that woman might do. Oh, make me down a pallet on your floor. Hey, make me down a pallet on your floor. Honey, make it down, make it soft and low, and then baby, my good gal, she won't know. Sleeping, my back and shoulders tired. Yeah, the way I've been sleeping, my back and shoulders tired. Oh, the way I've been sleeping, my back and shoulders tired. I think I'll turn and try sleeping on my side. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, make me down a pallet on your floor. Honey, make it down, make it soft and low. And then maybe my good gal, she won't know. Let's play some counterpoint now, son. Oh, make me down a pallet on your floor. Hey, make me down a pallet on your floor. Honey, make it over close behind that door. Make it where your good man will never go. Here's a good old blues that sounds in kind of a spiritual thing that I learned from Merle Travis a long time ago. this wearisome land. I've got a home, and out yonder city, good Lord, and it's not made by hand. I've got a father, a son, a sister, and a brother, and Mama's gone to that other shore, and I'm determined to go and see them, good Lord, and live up there forevermore. Richard, sometimes I get the blues, son. Chilly Jordan, just to bathe my weary soul. Well, if I can but touch the hem of his garment, I know, oh yes I know, he'll make me whole. Now folks, listen to this one. When they've laid me down there in my coffin, with these old tired hands resting on my breast, please don't do none of that old weeping and crying over me, because you know this old boy's gone to rest. I am a pilgrim, Lord, I'm a stranger, traveling through this wearisome land. I've got a home in that yonder city, good Lord, and it's not made by hand. Don't leave yet. Wait a minute. Thank you, son. Take a bow. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, son. Thank you so much. All right. Two, three, four. a stranger here. I just blowed in your town. Yes, I'm a stranger here. I just blowed in your town. And just because I'm a stranger, you don't have to dog me around. Sometimes I wonder why some people treat a stranger so. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder why some people treat a stranger so. Can't find a place to stay, I just go from door to door. Let's hear that blues, boy. I'm gonna ride home to Daddy to send up my railroad fare. Yeah, ride home to Daddy to send up my railroad fare. And boys, if he can't send it, well, I don't mind walking there. Well, I'm a stranger here, I just blowed in your town. Yes, I'm a stranger here and just blowed in your town. And just because I'm a stranger, you don't have to dog me round. I'm going back home, have to wear out 99 pair of shoes. You quit stealing Jack Slick's, boy. Going back home, have to wear out 99 pair of shoes. And when I get back down to Dixie, won't have the stranger blues. Well, I'm a stranger here, I just blowed in your town. Listen at us walk. Yes, I'm a stranger here, I just blowed in your town. And just because I'm a stranger, you don't have to dog me round. It's time for the low-downest blues that we know. I heard Phil Harris, one of the big band leaders, do this one time. It got me kind of interested in the song. I'd never tried to sing it before. And old Phil had to write pretty little intro, but Lord, I couldn't sing it the way he did. I don't have that kind of a voice. Some of you are familiar with his records. And old Phil said on the intro to this, it's called St. James Infirmary. He said, when will I ever be happy? When will I ever smile? My baby went and left me, and she'll be gone a long, long while. Here's the way me and Richard started. I went down to that St. James Infirmary, heard sweet baby groan. nobody down there could cheer me, 'cause I know that she'd soon be gone. And as I was standing there a-grieving, my old heart feeling just like lead, knowing she'd soon be leaving, I was wishing that it was me instead. Then I went out to old Joe's barroom. Most of my friends were there, but nobody understood my trouble. I tell you, nobody seemed to care. And when I got back to that St. James Infirmary, all was still as night. Sweet baby on a long, low table, she was pale and so cold and white. Then I put my hand on her pretty face. It was cold like marble stone, and I knew that no woman could ever take her place. Lord, it made me feel so alone. She's gone, yes, she's gone, God bless her. Wherever she might be, if she'd searched this whole world over, she'd have found nobody that loved her like me. Give me my box-back coat and my button shoes when you've laid me down to sleep. Put these old guitar picks right up in my lapel, and fellas, set this old guitar right down by my feet. I went down to that St. James Infirmary. Then I heard my sweet baby groan. Nobody down there could cheer me, 'cause I know that she'd soon be gone. Richard, let's me you do that Trouble in Mind again. This is another one I heard old Ernie bring back to life. Ernie Ford, Tennessee Ernie. Now, I don't have that golden opera voice, baritone voice that old Ernie Ford had, but I'll sing this anyhow. Troubled in mind, I'm blue, but I won't be blue always. The sun gonna shine in my back door someday. Don't you trust a trifling woman, fellas? You can't tell what she might do. She'll win your love, then run around and make you troubled in mind. I'm blue, but I won't be blue always. The sun gonna shine in my back door someday. Yeah, pick it up. I'm going down to the river. I'm gonna take my old rocking chair. If these blues don't quit me, I'm gonna rock on away from here. Yeah, these blues are all around me. Oh, they hurt me both day and night. And you know what these blues are about? That sweet thing didn't treat me right. Yeah, troubled in mind. I'm blue, but I won't be blue always. That old sun gonna shine in my back door someday. I'm going down to the river, oh yeah. And if these old blues don't quit me, I'm gonna go away from here. And this'll make it for sure now. Then I'm gonna go down to the railroad track, lay my head down on the line, let that old 219 pacify my mind.
That's a pretty good blues, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Right here's another kind of blues. This is a real country blues. The original on this was recorded at the Bristol sessions when the Ralph Peer Sr. recorded some of the first country music that was recorded. Jimmy Rogers did his first songs over there. Carter Family. Claude Brent and the Tenova Ramblers did a version of this. This is somewhere between that and the bluegrass version that happened a little later when Mr. Bill Monroe got out of it. In the pines, where the sun never shines, and you shiver when the cold wind blows. The wind in the tree brings sweet memories of a love that I thought was mine. Little girl, what have I done that's made you treat me so. You caused me to weep, yeah, you caused me to mourn. You've broken my heart, you know. Let's let the guitar sing one with you. The same old train that brought me here, Lord, it's soon going to carry me away. It's a long steel rail and a short cross tie. I'll be gaining my way back home. In the pines, where the sun never shines, you shiver when the cold wind blows. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Okay, let's see here. What do we do? I like Jim and Jesse. We haven't done this tune in a long time. I'm not sure I can play this one. My first record it's called Stony Creek. We haven't done this in
Don't get it in overdrive. You'll get it.
Thank you.
Let me fix a wire right here. Let me get that mic back over here, and I might sing another Jimmy Rogers tune right here.
Get out of this small stage. Hang on just a second, buddy. I'll be right with you. this is all I'm taking off, though. Don't get excited.
I got a yodel just one, Jack. Before we play them something hot to quit on, I got a yodel just one. We have to hold us kind of strictly to the time. You can tell me when we just got one more to pick.
Okay, yeah, it'll be a little while.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do T for Texas right here. I'll see if I can, as old Robert Lund used to say on the Opry, I'll see if I can yodel just one. T for Texas, T for Tennessee. Well, it's T for Texas, T for Tennessee. T for little Thelma, she's made a fool of me. She got eyes like diamonds, or the teeth shine just the same. She got eyes like diamonds and her teeth shine just the same. Lord, she got sweet ruby lips and a hair like a horse's mane. De-yodelay, yodelay, oh, de-yodelay. With a big old shiny barrel, watch out, Rounder. I'm gonna get me a gun with a big old shiny barrel. I'm gonna run off that Rounder. He been trying to steal my gal, shoot some dirt from under his feet. De-yodelay, oh, de-yodelay, oh, de-yodelay. Well, if the house catch on fire and there ain't no water around, if the house catch a fire and there ain't no water around, set our guitars out in the yard, let her burn right to the ground. Oh, make it sound. Tastes like cherry wine. Gone where the water tastes like cherry wine. This doggone city water, she tastes like turpentine. Oh, lady, oh, lady. Texas, T for Tennessee. Oh, it's T for Texas, T for Tennessee. T for little Thelma, she made a fool of me. De-yodelay, yodelay, de-yodelay.
What about leaving London? Huh? What about leaving London?
Let's do a Flat and Scruggs tune here. Feel like it?
Why not?
This is what we haven't done in a while.
Let me find my other pick. Thank goodness for Levi's with big pockets. I can keep my picks down in there and get after them when I need them.
when it comes to loving me. Or I'm the kind of fella that you seldom ever see. When I go honky-tonkin', my heart goes on a spree. You're not a drop in the bucket when it comes to loving me, loving me, loving me. You're not a drop in the bucket when it comes to loving me. I must admit I like the gals, they're always on my mind. But just remember, babe, I'm not the one womankind.
Right on.
You're not my one and only, my heart is fancy free. You're not a drop in the bucket when it comes to loving me, loving me, loving me. You're not a drop in the bucket when it comes to loving me.
Get hot now.
There's a hole in my bucket, don't seem to ever fill. I just can't seem to get enough, and I guess I never will. You never see me out with one, there's always two or three. You're not a drop in the bucket when it comes to loving me, loving me, loving me. You're not a drop in the bucket when it comes to loving me. Thank you.
Rivers leading west. Well, some of us may have been in this position. I want to do a little introduction to this next song. At one time or another in our lives, luckily, I wasn't. I met a girl that was from a very poor family. And when she spoke to me, it was like somebody hit me with a brick. I fell so deeply in love with her. And we're still together. But imagine yourself being in position in life. You've worked hard, but you just can't seem to get ahead. And you meet a beautiful lady, if you're a young man, or a young lady, you meet a very handsome young fellow who is very amiable, beautiful in every way you can think of, friendly, wonderful person, but you know that the love you hold for him at first sight can never come to pass. You can't bring it to life. And it hurts so bad it's, well, impossible to sleep and all that bad stuff, you know. And you write a bunch of beautiful letters, but you never have the courage to even mail a single one of them, and they're kept in the dark. Listen to this song. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore. And I love you, yes, I love you. Oh, how I love you. I'm going through, they can't understand. Some try to tell me fault they cannot defend, that just what you want to be, you can be in the end. And I love you, yes, I love you. Oh, how I love you. And I love you, yes, I love you. Oh, how I love you. I've got kinfolk in Carolina, that's why I'm bragging, you see. There's cattle from a little north of Georgia, just a little bit east of East Tennessee. There's a little gal on top of Old Smoky, and she really ain't no kin to me at all. I'm gonna buy her a diamond ring, and it'll get me a ticket on the New River train, and make 'em my closest kinfolks after all. Pick it, son. I've got kinfolk in Carolina. Aunt Molly lives in Raleigh, NC. There's cousins by the dozens up in Charlotte, and my grandpa fought with Robert E. Lee. But that little gal on top of Old Smoky, she got a soothing sort of a little southern drawl. I'm gonna tie the knot with my southern belle, and then I'll tell the world with a rebel yell. She's gonna be my closest kinfolks after all. Got kinfolk in Carolina, that's why I'm bragging, you see. Scattered from a little north of Georgia to a little bit east of East Tennessee. Well, that little gal on top of Old Smoky, she really ain't no kin to me at all. I'm gonna buy her a diamond ring, and it'll get me a ticket on the river train to make 'em my closest kinfolks after all.
You haven't played that one yet,
Oh, they did what? I wasn't going to do Lewis Collins.
Well, there you go.
You read my mind wrong, son. I got ahead of it that time.